Welcome back to the 2001 Explorer Sport Trac. Needs lower ball joints. I'm going to do lower ball joints in this. Alright, I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of move through this without too much commentary. I've got to, you could probably do this without, well, it's hard to get to. I'm going to pull the caliper, I'm going to pull the bracket, pull the rotor off. I'm going to undo and loosen the top ball joint. I'm going to undo the cotter pin and undo the bottom ball joint. And I'm going to undo the axle nut because I got to be able to slide that axle out to get enough play to get at that ball joint to get it apart. So we'll just start with a brake and we'll go from there. I'm kind of limited on light today for whatever reason, but that's what we're going to do. Hopefully I'll run out of light here. I am going to come in behind here and undo the clips up in here. I can't see what you're saying. I don't know if you can see this or not. Yeah, I think you can. There's two clips to the frame. I'm going to undo them for this brake ABS line. I'm going to undo that. There's an 8mm bolt right here on the back of the spindle. I'm going to undo that. Alright, just set that aside. Set the rotor aside. Done with that stuff for right now. Let's go with the axle nut next, I guess. It's got to come off there anyway, so we might as well do that. 32mm. Breaking the tie rod in loose. I may have to. I don't know how much play I'm going to have with that. So I'm going to undo the upper ball joint right now. These are probably going to have to be done, but they're not. The boots aren't real good, but they're not bad yet. So I'm leaving them alone for now. I believe these are 15mm both sides. Yeah, they are. 15. So we're just going to break that loose. I don't want that out of there yet. I'll leave the nut off of it, but I want that bolt still in there because I don't want it to drop down on me yet. And the lower ball joint nut, castle nut, we're going to get that. That's all rusty. You know that. Try to see if I can get this out. I know you're looking at the back of my head. I know. This light's almost done. It's just rusted to nothing right there. I had a problem with the other side trying to get it out of there. To get a punch. I had to try to get it to move, and it was not quite. I can zip it off, but I try to get it out. Even though I'm not reusing it, I'm going to try to get it out of there and see if I can get it to move. If I can get it to move, I can get it out. If not, I might just zip it off with a gun and be done with it. But we'll give it a little bit of a shot here and try. Not everybody has a gun, so it's kind of tough when you don't. Oh, I'm losing my light already. One of my lights. Forget it. I'm not even going to mess with it. I think it's 22. No, I think it's 24. 24. Get on there. Get on there. All right. Get you on there. Just enough room. Since I'm not using the ball, even if you're going to reuse the ball joint, sometimes you get that, and then you just drill this out. You just go into that where the hole is for the cotter pin. Either take a punch and punch it through, or just drill it out, basically. I'm not reusing it, so I really don't care. I'm losing my light right here. It's pretty much done at this point. So I'm going to take a pickle fork in here. Don't care about the boot right now. Let's see if I can break that loose. Come in here. Turn the boot and the joint here. See if we can break it loose. The other side gave me a bit of a hard time. Kind of like that. I want to turn this, but I can't because of that. I think I'm going to undo the tie rod end too. Just make it easier. I can turn this and manipulate it the way I want to manipulate it. I think it might make more sense. So let me just reach in here. Got a cotter pin. I don't know, 21 millimeter, maybe 21 or 22. 21 it is. Let's zip that off of there. Get that taken care of. Just make it easier to move it around. I was hoping not to have to do that, but not a big deal. Hit what it goes through. Try to move it here. There it goes. Didn't hit that very hard. A little bit rusty. I'll just set that out of the way. Now I can move this how I want it, which may help me, it may not. Put the capsule nut back on that tie rod end. Hopefully you're seeing this. I don't know even what you're saying. Yeah, I think you're saying it. I'm going to come in behind with a pickle fork again. I'm going to try this again. I can move it a little more and get at it probably a little better. There it goes. Here, pop. Popped it out. So, now I'm going to undo the top. And I'll let me kind of lay this down. Should have enough. I know on the other side, that's why I undid this. I can lay this down right over here, out of my way. It's a little tight getting the axle out, but you can't get the axle out. We finished taking that bolt out here. And now, trying to keep my stuff somewhat organized here. Somewhat. I say that, but hardly ever happens. You can see it just separate there, come right apart. Take the nut for that, put it right back on it so you don't lose it. Set that aside. So now I'm loose top and bottom. I did not say they'd be matching gloves, because they're not. They're gloves. There you go. Push it down a little bit. There it goes. Now, push this out. Here. Get my ball joints off. Now, just be careful. Don't pull on that line, that ABS line. So I'm going to just set that aside. See, the seal's not looking real good here. Yeah. Kind of beat up there. Not cool. Not cool. I figure out what I'm going to do with that. I don't know. It was back on here though. Interesting. It's sitting back here. I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do with that. This I just want to get up out of the way because I have to get at this snap ring here. So I think, let me get something to tie that up with. See if I can find it in the bungee cord. Something to tie it up with. From my other bungee cord, and of course I put it away, right back where it's supposed to be. It would have bit me right in the face. 3 inches from it, not even seeing it. So I'm just going to set this up and do the same thing. I'm going to go up around the shock. Get around the shock first. Top of the shock here. I think I can hook that. Try to get it out of the way as much as I can. I'm going to need to get my press in there. You don't have a lot of room. Yeah, you know, it's not too bad. It's a lot worse, but I think I can do that. Just like that. I may have to move that around a little bit, move it forward or backward. This is what I want. Snap ring. Take that snap ring out. We're going to press it out of there. Here we go. Done with that. Get a wire brush and clean it. When you push this through, I don't need to be pushing against all that crud. I might as well clean it out of there. Okay, maybe a little easier. Maybe. At least it makes me feel better. It doesn't make it easy, but it makes me feel better. Alright, ball joint press, and let's see, this boot is just, it's in pieces. There's not a whole lot left of it. Pretty bad. Let's get this set up. I'm pushing it down. They do have a new one of these which just holds everything together. I wonder how much that costs. Matco maybe makes it. Not quite sure, but it's a good idea. I will say that. The biggest pain in these things usually is that cup doesn't exactly fit, but it'll work. All right. Oh, got a lot to go here. Probably gonna have to move my. I bent this already on the other side. Believe it or not, get that lined up. Close. Turn this so you can see. Maybe turn it this way. You can rent these. You don't have to rent them. You can get them as a loaner for most auto parts stores. It's a little bit tilted. I don't like it, but I can't. The other cup I have, I gotta get a bigger set of these adapters. Cover more applications. The next one is not big enough to get around it, so I don't really have a choice. So I'm just gonna drive this down in there. I think it's 22, isn't it? 22. We'll push that out of the way. Let's see if we can get this to move. Goes. Not too bad. Just right under. press that out, right? So that hole's big, so it'll go, the stud will go through it. And this has got to be big enough that it fits inside of it. The next one down I have hits it, so I couldn't use it. But that's it. It's out. It's shot.